What's going on, everyone? Sean here from kryptonhga Investing, back to talk a little bit Operation Phoenix. For full disclosure, I am one of the co-founders, but we're just going to kind of talk on what's going to be coming up for Operation Phoenix here very shortly. So first thing that I wanted to touch on is we did do a logo change. So we still have our dragon, which was very nice. Used to have that SafeMoon logo right here. Now we did decide to start distancing ourselves from SafeMoon. At this point, we feel like it's doing the project more harm than good, as a lot of people don't want to associate or have any association with the name SafeMoon. So we kind of introduce that infinity logo right here, which ties into our launchpad. That's going to tie into our new DEX, which I'll talk about in a minute. And that ties into our upcoming blockchain. So just tying everything together. And yes, as I said, this is a dragon. We're well aware of that. It's not a phoenix. It all ties together as we move towards that blockchain. Another important thing I wanted to point out is we are 40 days old and we could be purchased on 4 different places. We can be purchased on PancakeSwap, on Phoenix Swap, which is our very own DEX, on 2Bit, and on Bitmart on the centralized exchange side. Now, I know people ask when centralized exchanges. Now, we are actively working on other centralized exchanges, but some of them we feel like at this point are going to do more harm than good with the amount of tokens that we would have to give up and different things like that to get listed, which would just overall hurt the chart and hurt the project, which is something that we're not willing to do. So as the time proves to be right, we will get more centralized exchanges. It's just a matter of time. Now, talking about this marketing push we have coming up. So we are working alongside Brothers Marketing. We're not officially partnered with them, but they are working alongside us, helping to get everything going. We've already done multiple AMAs the last couple of days. Upcoming, we have Whalecoin Talk, we have Rudes, we have Assured DeFi, Moby Media, Coin Merger, Gollum, and of course we have our Phoenix Friday, which is actually going to be Phoenix Thursday this week. I'm going to be traveling this weekend, so didn't want to miss out on that. My FOMO was definitely kicking in, so got with the guys, and we went ahead and pushed that to Thursday. Now, that's just the start of it. We want to get a lot of AMAs going, Keep spreading the word about Operation Phoenix, but again, that's just the start of it. Then coming up, we have our DEX. So DeFi Mark, formerly SafeMoon Mark, is going to be joining us on our Phoenix Thursday this week to go ahead and talk more details about that DEX. Now, the good thing about it, and what we think will absolutely set it apart because it's something that we've never seen before, is first up, there's going to be no liquidity skimming. So PancakeSwap takes a lot of tokens through the transactions and they ultimately sell your chart, which obviously hurts it. Phoenix Swap, or currently known as Phoenix Swap, we will have a new name. That will not be the case. We're going to do the exact opposite. Instead of selling tokens, we're going to do things to help your token. So as far as Operation Phoenix is concerned, every single transaction that happens on our DEX, a small amount is going to go to buying and burning, a small amount is going to go to our staking pool, and then we're going to have a small amount going to our marketing wallet. The other project will have the option to send stuff to very similar places as we are. It will be completely up to them on exactly where they want to send that. So that's the first step. The next step is Mark is going to be implementing, I guess the best way to compare it is his surge technology into this DEX. Now, what that means is that half of every token that lists their underlying asset will only ever go up in value. Every time a buy happens on the DEX, every single token's value goes up. So let's say there's 3 projects 1, 2, and 3. Someone buys project 1, the underlying asset of project 1, 2, and 3 all go up. Someone buys project 2, 1 and 3 go up as well. To make that even better, someone sells project 1, everything goes up. So no matter what happens, every time a transaction happens, 50% of your token, which is that underlying asset, will go up in value, which is something we've never seen before. It's going to be an absolute game changer and make value for every single token on our DEX. So even if you're just a small token on the DEX and you're not getting tons of volume, but other tokens are, you're going to be getting raised in value just simply because you're holding LP on our DEX. It's an absolute game changer. Mark is going to swing by Phoenix Friday or Phoenix Thursday this week and explain everything to you in detail. Again, I'm not a dev. I'm explaining it the best I can, but Mark will be able to give that full detail. But let's hop on over to the chart and things like that and look at a couple more details before we go ahead and wrap this video up. All right, so hopping on over to CoinMarketCap real quick because there's one thing I want to touch on. And as many of you know, as being a founder of Operation Phoenix, I don't really talk price, but I will talk facts about the price. I just won't speculate. But one very important thing to notate is that I'm sure everyone's paying attention. If you're not, though, check out the last 24 hours of BNB is up 4%, but the last 7 days is up 30%. So you can say, yeah, everything's moving, but let's compare it to the other blue chips. Bitcoin's only up 7% those 7 days. Ethereum's only up 5%. Tether, of course, is stable. We have Solana only up 9%. So this is basically up 3x the closest person next to it. So BNB is on an absolute roll. It's something that we didn't foresee, but was hoping we would see when we decided to use BNB as the backing asset. Hopping on over to the chart though, we do have our really big spike right here. Overall, our chart looks really good. In case you don't remember, we did launch at 100,000 market cap. Current market cap is 4.87. I want to say we hit about 11 million for our all-time high. Now on PancakeSwap, our liquidity is at 260. Remember, we started at 9,000. Holders are at 1.4. 24-hour volume is at 111,000, so very, very solid. Hopping on over, seeing what Phoenix Swap looks like. Of course, market cap's going to stay the same. Now liquidity, same thing, started at 9,000. We are at 177,000 with our 24-hour volume at 32,000 on our DEX. Now, that's going to be about 150,000 total volume last 24 hours. Very, very solid. And again, we're very comfortable with how everything is looking. We're 40 days old. We're still holding well above launch, and we're just starting, as I said in the previous segment, our next leg up with the next leg of marketing. So hopefully everything goes as planned with that. Now, that's going to do it for today's video. I have an upcoming A coming up very shortly, multiple tomorrow, like 4 of them Thursday. So I'm going to talk to all of you guys there. And until next time, trade safe.